So now we switch over to the herbivores and we go over some of them to see if they're still worth growing after the recent update that did a lot of changes to a few dinos in the game. And the highly requested one was this dino right here, the Stegosaurus. So the Stego is definitely an all-around solid dino. He is very strong, very good moveset, and there has been some changes since the last update. Now the Stego has 600 max health, which is the same max health as a Cerrado, and I think that's a pretty fair HP for him. I don't think he should have any more health than that. I don't think he should have any less health than that because of his moveset and how strong he actually is. He has a combat weight of 5,000, which is pretty high up. It's the same combat weight as a Suko and a Sarco and even the Iguanodon. Now when it comes to his moveset, they did add a few new things. So for senses, you don't have anything for senses. For hide, you have 3 different hides now. Solo powered is one of the newest hides, where it increases stamina regeneration by 30% during the day. So as long as it's daytime, you could just switch this on and your stamina recovery will become 30% faster. Then you have resilient scales, which increases bleed and venom healing by 30%. Can also be good, as we know a lot of dinos do bleed attacks, so having this heal by 30% faster will make it a lot better. And then you have tough scutes, where you can increase your armor by 25%. All of these are really solid hides, so you would have to see which one you would like best based off your playstyle, because stamina regen is so important, especially if you do PvP. So play around with that. Let me know in the comments which one you think is the best one. For legs, you have pivot, which you stand in place for 5 seconds, and it dramatically increases your turning speed. Or you have traction, which is also newly added, where it increases your turning speed by 20% but decreases your stamina recovery by 30%. I'm just going to say this flat out. Every dinosaur that has traction I think is the most pointless ability, but mainly because it takes away from your stamina recovery by so much. Like, I would not put this on and lose 30% stamina recovery just to increase my turning speed. I'd rather just do pivot, and I'm going to show you why in a few. For back limb, there's nothing there, and then for tail, you have 2 tail attacks. You have a regular tail attack that causes heavy bleed, and this does 80 damage with 0.25 bleed. 80 damage for a tail attack is insane. And then you have a tail swing, which is pretty much a charged up tail swing, and this can do up to 100 damage with 1 times bleed. Both of these can be really good, and you obviously can put both on at the same time. And then for voice, you have nothing in the voice calls. Okay, so let me show you what the pivot ability does and why it's so good. So when you stay in place for about 5 seconds, you would see on the bottom, you would see the ability pop up. And as long as you don't move, like physically walk forward or anywhere, you can turn side to side at a faster rate. The reason this is so good is because you're focusing on your tail attacks when you play with him. When you get attacked by packs or any dino that's trying to avoid your tail and go to the front of you, you can turn fast and actually, play them out, try to juke them a little bit and get some good tail swings off. But you can see once we move, our pivot ability goes away, and now our turning is much slower, and I have to stand still for 5 seconds in order for it to activate again. Which is why I think pivot is way better than traction when it comes to just overall regular PvP tail swings. But if you disagree with me, or if you have any other opinions on it, let me know in the comments below. But pivot is definitely the way to go. Now when it comes to his speed and stamina, he only has 900 sprinting speed, which is pretty average to decent. And his stamina drain is also decent, not the best, but obviously I think that makes up for it because he's already so strong when it comes to just overall power and damage. When it comes to his stamina recovery, we're going to lay down here and see how his stamina recovers. Alright, his stamina recovery is not that bad. It actually goes up fairly quickly, which is also good. Now when it's things I don't like about the Stego, I honestly can't really think of anything. I think he's actually pretty, spot on. They got him really good. The new abilities they gave him are they're pretty basic, but they're pretty good as well. Mostly the hides is what really sets him apart from how he was before. And then the traction, like I said, is kind of useless. And it's probably the first dino where I can't think of anything I do not like about the Stego. And obviously the question is, do I think he's worth growing? Hell yes, grow one of the Stegos, one of the best dinos and best herbivores in the game to have for your everyday PvP situations. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the Stego before and after the update. Do you think he's worth growing? Would you like to see any changes to him? And as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, to hit that thumbs up, make sure you subscribe for more content, and let me know in the comments what dinosaur you want me to do next.